Okay, guys, welcome back. We have another question from the center of mass from Meriam textbook, and we have this homogeneous slender rod that has a uniform cross section and is bent into a circular arc of a radius a. So you can see the radius is a. We need to determine the x and y coordinates of the mass center of the rod by direct integration. So the reason I brought this question is because I don't think I've solved question using polar coordinates. So that's going to be actually the first one that we're doing this. As always, the first thing that we need to know is the formula for finding the center of mass or centroid. So for the x, and this is a specific problem because we have slender rod, so we are dealing with the length. So it's going to be the integral of x ds over, and it's going to be similar story for y ds over. So as I mentioned, since the rod forms a circle of radius a, any points on the red can be expressed using polar coordinates. So for polar coordinates, we have two components. The first one is the radius and the second one is theta. So the radius, as we can see, is going to be a radius r, and the angle theta that we're going to define is going to be going counterclockwise from positive x-axis. So that's our direction for theta, and this will be our r. And if that's the case, every single point on this arc, the x component would be, we can make a right triangle. The x component, let's say we are talking about this one. So we're going to have a right triangle like this, where the x would be this component and this will be the y. So the x will be r, which we know it's a cosine of theta, and y would be a sine of theta. And as I mentioned, it works in all points in this arc. The element that we're going to consider in here would be a single element like this, where we call the length ds. The angle would be d theta, and obviously the radius is a. So ds, we know it's going to be a times d theta. So that's that. And now we have to set up our angle limit. We're going to start from theta 1, which is 45 degrees. So let's just call that theta 1, 45 degrees. And we need to report that as radian, which would be pi divided by 4. And that's where we start, and we're going to end up right here, which is basically 180. So let's call it theta 2. So it's going to be 180 minus 15 degrees, which is going to be 165 degrees, and this will be equal to 11 pi over 12 radian. So now we have our limit. So looking at our formula, we need the total length of this arc, which is basically our L, the length of this R. Let me show it. We call this L, and we need to figure that one out. And our element is moving from theta 1 to theta 2, and that's going to cover the whole length. So because the denominator of the denominator of these two are dl, so let's just find the dl, the L first. So integral of dl, which is going to be the integral of ds moving from 45 degrees, or pi divided by 4 over up until 11 pi over. So what we call ds was basically what we defined in here, a d theta. So a times d theta. Theta is from pi divided by 4, and that's a very simple integral. It's just gonna take the theta out, and we're just gonna put the upper limit and lower limit, and that's gonna give us the L, or the denominator that we have for these two. So 8 times 11 pi. So if you take the common denominator, you just have to multiply this by 3. So 11 minus 3 is going to be 8. So 8 times 8 pi over 12. And we can simplify this if we do by 4, 2, 3. So that's our L. So now we have to find the numerator for each of these two. Let's start with knowing that our x was a cosine of theta and y was a sine of theta. So we just plug those in, and our x bar would be the integral of a cosine of ds over our L 2/3 of pi times a, and our limit is from theta 1 to theta 2. Our ds was basically a d theta. So now we have 8 squared in the numerator, and we can cancel one of them out. So basically what's left off is 3a over 2 pi, and the integral of cosine would be sine of theta, and that's going to be from, so we just have to plug those in here. To find the values, keep in mind that if you're using these values, your calculated has to be set to radian, or you can just use degrees for this part, because that's not gonna, basically we have to find the value of the sine, so it doesn't matter, you go with degrees or radian. So that was 165 degrees, that's 45 degrees, so basically we have sine of 165 minus sine of 45. So that's going to be the value for the integral part, and we just have to multiply by 3 and divide it by, so yeah, that's going to be the coordinate for x, 0.214a. And now we're going to do similar for our y bar, this time theta 1, theta 2, a sine of theta, and our ds, and we're going to have the same length, 2/3 of pi times a. Again, ds is a d theta. So we can cancel out one of this. So it's going to be 3a over 2 pi times negative cosine of theta. And again, we can go pi divided by 4, 11 pi over 12. Keep in mind your calculator, these are radians now. My calculator now is set to degrees. So if you want to go with that, switch to radian or just put the values of 165 degrees or 45. So let's see what we get. So it's going to be cosine of 45 minus cosine of 165. And we multiply this by 3, divided by 2, divided by pi. And yeah, the y coordinate would be 0.799a. Don't forget to multiply it by a, and the final answer, so this is actually a. So that's going to be our y, that's going to be our x. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything for this one. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.